Hey guys, Steve from Lakeshore RV Center. Going to do the video orientation on your Cougar fifth wheel, the 290 RLS that you're going to be picking up. We'll start at the outside here and work our way in. If you have questions or I missed something, feel free to give me a call. My cell phone 231-736-9162. And hey, let's get started right here at the entrance. First thing you'll notice are going to be the Lippert solid steps. These will flip up inside of the coach. One thing you want to make sure, you can kind of see the little wings on each side here, that the door is all the way open, because that's going to actually fit. You can see right here on the lip on each side is where that's going to fit. So make sure this door is all the way open so it doesn't get caught on the screen door here. This is a friction hinge, so there's not like a clasp or a connector to the actual side of the camper, just that bumper there. So right behind that, you'll notice there is an outlet, 110 outlet, and that is going to be for anything you want to put out here. If there's a TV or maybe crock pot or something, you can go ahead and plug in right there. As we come into the pass-through area, you're going to notice key TV for satellite and also for antenna and cable. If you want to hook a TV up out here, and again, you have another outlet right here, you can go ahead and do that, connect it, and then put the TV, if you have a table or something right outside, you can go ahead and do that. Now, right next to that is the in command, and it's kind of like the brain for it. Flip this cover around here. So this will go on the front here, and what it does is connects all the wiring for the in-command system, and I'll show you that on the inside. But basically, the in-command is going to control everything from the heating and cooling to the slide outs function, in and out, awnings in and out. And the reason to take this cover off and show you is right inside here, you can see this dial right there, and you have 3 slide outs on this. So M1, 2, and 3 are going to be for the slide outs. M4 and 5 are going to be for the awnings. And what you can do is you can select to the slide out you need and bring it in or out with the button above. So there's a way to manually bring your slide outs and your awning in to bypass the in-command system. And I'll show you that in-command system when we get inside the coach here. Other things you'll notice, your 50 amp cord is right here. We also include from the 50 amp down to 30, and then 30 down to 15 right there. And then there's a sewer hose as well. As we go around the side of the camper here, you're gonna have 30-pound tank, one on each side of the coach here. Going out to look at the cap, you can see the amber lights. You have them up top and then on the side, and those are controlled. There's a switch just right over here. I'll show you that in a second to turn that off and on. Now inside the compartment here is your spare tire, and then also right here, this is going to be for your batteries as well. So you have a deep cycle battery inside. Battery shut off is right here. You can see the power's on, but you can switch it to the off position right there. Turn those lights on the front cap off and on. That's the docking lights right here. And then as we come over to the other side, as we come around to the other side here, you'll see the other 30-pound tank right here. And now in the pass-through storage, you'll notice a couple of things here. You have a blue box. That is a Victron Energy. It is a charge controller for the solar system. Now up top, this has the 400-watt solar, so there's 2 panels up there. And then there's also an inverter right here. You can see the inverter, turn it off and on right there. And then there are outlets inside the coach that I'll show you that are will work off of the inverter and the battery. Now below that, this is going to be for your leveling system right here. You can turn that on. If you want to bring the front up, just hit the front. That is bringing it up. If you want to bring it down, that retract button right there that says retract. Now we can retract the front. That'll bring it down. This will bring it back up. Oh, sorry. Right there, and then that will bring it up. Now, one thing to also see, auto level. If we hit auto level, just like this will automatically level the whole system. So you can see right now it's going to extend the front jacks to get it front to back, and then left to right, and then it'll also work for the back. While that's doing its thing, we'll continue on, and then I'll show you just a second the back jacks. Right next to that, you're going to have your hookup center here. If you're going to winterize the coach, hot water bypass valve is right here. Winterization, that's where you'll put in for the winterization fluid, the antifreeze. City water connection is right here. That's where you're going to hook up a hose to the camper to provide fresh water. Tank flush, that's for the black tank, the sewer tank, and then your poles right here for the black tank and gray tank. Now there is one other gray tank in the galley, and it has a separate pole. I'll show you where that's at. Then over here for the key TV, if you're going to hook up cable TV at a park, come up right up through the bottom, connect it here, and then you can disconnect the satellite TV. Now this blue, take this off, this blue coax actually comes from the roof. So if you have a roof mount satellite TV that you want to put up there, a dish, then you would hook it up to this coax and then hook it up here, and then inside you will hook up the satellite coaxial. Moving along right here, this is going to be your gas electric hot water heater. Again, the guys are prepping this out right now, so they're going to winterize it shortly, but just making sure everything works. And then this is your exhaust for your furnace. The other gray tank pole, you can see it labeled, is just underneath right there, and then that's your outlet right there for your gray and your black tanks. So what I'm going to do is go to the back here, just behind the rear wheel. You can see the back jacks are coming down. This is all still part of the leveling system, so it's going to level front to back, left to right, everything. Just bring you back here, show you what it's doing. So it takes a little bit, but I tell you what, it's just literally you hit the auto level button and it's gonna do its thing. You can see success. It is done. So it is leveled. Now the cool thing is, to undo it, you can go ahead and just hit retract. Whoops. Retract rear. Auto retract rear. So up, down arrow right here, enter to do it. And this is going to raise the rear jacks. Just like so. So on each side, it is going to raise up those jacks. So you'll be back in the travel position. So super important to do that. Obviously, you don't want to try and move the camper at all with those rear jacks down. It's just not going to go anywhere. As we continue to the back of the camper, this right here, this is going to be for the fresh water tank. It's your 80-gallon fresh water tank right here. To fill it up, this is under a lock right there. So that's where you'll fill that. Ladder up to the roof, it is totally walkable up there. 250-pound weight capacity on the ladder. And then right at the back here, this is where your 50-amp cord is going to connect, right there. Just below that, you have your 2-inch receiver hitch. Now that is going to be rated to 300 pounds or 3,000 pounds towing. And then you have your flat 4 right there. There's the warning labels telling you what the capacities are on that. As we continue to the side here, this is your second awning off of the slide out, and then your main awning under the door and the pass-through storage. So let's go to the inside of the camper. All right, as we get to the inside of the camper here, you have your 4 chairs right here, along with a freestanding table. You can see the straps underneath. Now these are gonna flip upside down and strap together for travel position. But just to show you, here there's also storage underneath the chairs, just like so. This right here, on off, this can be your lights, and then there's a dimmer switch right there. Moving on to the theater seating. You can see where the pull handle is to recline right there, and then you have your heat, massage, and then also light as well. Light will do the cup holder and the light underneath. So we'll turn all that back off, and then you do have a USB port as well to charge a device. Back here, this is going to be your hide-a-bed sofa. This will pull out. Pretty easy to do. You're just going to take your get the back cushions off here. Bear with me, I'm going to try it one-handed here. Right in the middle, we're going to pull this up. You can see the legs on each side. We're going to pull those down, just like so. You can see them. And then the back piece here will flip down, and that will fill in for the sleeping area. So obviously, to put it back, you're just going to go in reverse. We're going to flip this up. We will lift this up. Be careful, once you get it to a certain point, it's going to want to take off and close. So let me close these, just like that. And you'll see it kind of collapse on itself, hinged, and back down. In the back corner here, something to show you. This is going to be, this light switch is for the main lights, for the ceiling lights in the main part of the coach. Now, you notice these lights didn't go off. These are on their own switch. You can see the switch in the middle of the light to turn those off and on. So anything that's not on a wall switch, and there's a few in the kitchen area, will have the switches right in the middle there. And then you'll notice, again, more USB ports for charging, and then 110 outlets. And that is on both sides of the sofa here. 50-inch TV. Now this TV will pull out. It has storage behind it, and you can also see the straps. So when it's in travel position like this, it'll get fastened down so it doesn't come out on you. Below that is your Furrion. This is a DVD, CD, AM, FM, Bluetooth stereo. It has 2 zones for speakers. You have speakers on the inside, in the corners, and then you have 2 speakers on the outside as well. So zone 1 and 2, 1 being inside, 2 being outside. You can play them. And then just below the Furrion radio is going to be the fireplace. Turn it off and on. You can do it manually. Right here, there's controls for it. And right now, we'll just turn that back off. But you can have it so you can change the color of the flames, just like so. You can have it so it puts out heat, or it doesn't put out heat. Either way, however you want to do it, or you can just leave it off. Now, be mindful though, that does draw quite a bit of power. So if you are, on a, let's say a 30 amp service, you have that going, you have the microwave going, you have a Keurig going, hair dryer going up front. You might be testing the system a little bit, but cooler weather, it's December here in Michigan, that would be phenomenal. It puts out about 5,000 BTUs of heat. Put that in perspective, your furnace on this is 35,000, so it will warm up this back area here. It's not going to cook you out by any means, but it is going to help. And then also it is electric, so you're not going to have to use your propane for it. Going into the kitchen area, this high point, this is a 30-inch residential microwave. And then just normal controls on it, guys. Very similar to what you're going to have at your house. And then the 3-burner stovetop, glass cover. This will flip up out of the way. You have your 3-burner top here. Your controls are right here, these middle 3, and then to ignite, it's a spark ignition, just like you'd have on your grill outside. And then on the end here, this is going to be your controls for the oven right here. Now, the last switch, it'll turn the lights on for the dials. If you turn it down, it'll turn the lights on and also turn the oven light on, or you can just keep them off. So put this back down, and then you can kind of see these little silver puck looking things on each side. These are outlets. Push it down, and then bring it up, it's going to lock into place. But check it out. So you have 2 outlets here. You have 2 over on the other side. And again, USB charging ports, okay? So bring that down, just push the red button in, and then that will go down. The fridge, this is a 12-volt fridge. You can see the controls on it for the temperature. You can set that to whatever you want. Freezer on the left, fridge on the right, 16 cubic foot. Guys, this is big. Being 12 volt as well, it is going to cool down quicker than typical RV fridge. So it's a really good system to have, especially having the solar on it. And then, you know, another thing too is as you're traveling, the 12 volt system will charge off your truck as well. So this unit here in the pantry, it is adjustable shelves. Underneath on this particular model, you say, well, geez, that's a big open area. Well, that is prepped for your washer dryer if you choose to do that. Otherwise, you just have some pretty awesome storage under there. Again, lots of storage above, off to the side, underneath. Inverted outlet. See that sticker? We shut this thing off, we run it off battery. You can plug into that and go ahead and use the battery on this. And again, this particular light has the switch right here, so that's not going to be on a wall switch, that'll be on its own. One thing to show you right here, guys, right at the entrance, this is going to be a carbon monoxide LP propane leak detector. So if you have carbon monoxide or LP inside of the unit, it is going to go off and make a whole lot of noise to get your attention, just like it should. Underneath that, this is the converter. You can see all your AC breakers and then your DC fuses here. They're all nicely labeled. And then this will just flip up, lock into place, open it up, just push it. See right there? You just go ahead and push that. As we come up into the bathroom, guys, this is really cool. So nice open area. Yes, this opens from both sides. You don't have to fit through here. But to travel with it, this is where it locks. Okay, so you can unlock it just like so. Open, either side. But if you're traveling with it, you got to have it locked in around this. So that's why it's open just like that. See if I can get this locked one-handed. There we go. Your commode here, this is a porcelain bowl. It's a foot flush, which just basically means to operate it, guys, just push down just like so, and then that will flush the toilet. Nice linen closet next to it here, and great big medicine cabinet on the inside. Now right here, switch for your lights, okay? And then right here, this is a GFI outlet. So if you have this outlet's not working or a couple around it, just make sure that it hasn't tripped. But being in a water area, has to be a GFI outlet. Queen bed up front. This is a full residential 60 by 80 queen bed. As we look right here, again, another inverted outlet. And then if you want to hook a TV up, your cable and satellites right there. This right here, this is going to be your light switch for the inside. And then over here, this is going to be your slide out with the wardrobe, and you have drawers underneath. Storage on both sides, and then you do have as well, scooch back here a little bit, you have a light right in the middle here. Turn that off and on. Outlets on both sides, another light underneath, but USB and then inverted again to run off that battery. All right, guys, we'll go back down. Last thing I'm going to show you is going to be the in-command system, and this is pretty cool. You can download the app. It'll look just like this in command. It'll have that little mark right there. We turn it on. It is password protected, but default password is 400000. And then from here, we can go ahead and run anything, the heating and cooling, lights, slide outs, settings, water pump, water heater, Again, they're testing it freshwater. We've got water in here. Water pump is on. They're testing it. Hot water heater is on. You can see it's on electric. You can turn it on gas and electric if you want. Now it's on both, or you can turn it off. Okay, we're gonna keep it on electric. That's what they were testing it on right now. Heating and cooling, front AC, we're gonna skip that because we have the rear AC, and that is what's gonna control the AC unit. And you can tell this is a Coleman Mach. It's running right now. It is super quiet. About the quietest AC unit out there. It's light years above what they used to put in these, and not just Cougar, but in pretty much all the campers. So to switch, oops, sorry about that. To switch, right now they got it pretty cold in here. You can see the zone is 67 degrees inside here. That's what this is registering, okay? That is the thermometer right there. Set at 65 again, we're testing the AC. If we want to go over to heat, we can do the same thing. Automatic, we set the temperature, it's going to figure out what to do. It's going to turn the AC on if it needs to be colder, furnace if it needs to be warmer, okay? Next one will be off, and then fan mode. You can keep the fan on low, you can keep it on high, whatever you want to do, either way, okay? And then AC, we'll just turn it back to AC. Like I said, that's what they're testing right now. Vent close, and vent fan off and on. I'll show you where that's at in just a second. And then you have your schedule, start and stop, if you want to set up a schedule for your heating and cooling. Pretty cool option to have. Going back out to the main screen, lights. You can see right now, bedroom light, we can switch it off, switch it on, ceiling lights off, on, and then your awning lights. Those are going to be the light strips under the awning, the LED light strips. Go back, slide outs. This is pretty self-explanatory, guys. I'll bring this slide out in just a little bit. This will be the dinette and sofa slide. So to bring it in, I'm just going to touch in, but you have to hold it down, okay? And then you can see how that's coming in. Now, to bring it back out, again, just keep your finger on it. It's not a button per se, but it is a touch screen, so it's going to know if your finger's on it or not. So it's as easy as that. They're all labeled nicely. Your awnings, front and rear, in and out on those. So really self-explanatory on that. Again, just keep your finger down, and if you want to bring it in or out, so it does so. And I showed you the water pump, the hot water heater, and the lights. This right here, that fresh tank, we do have fresh water in it because we're testing the system. And then black and gray 1 and 2. 1 is going to be up here in the bathroom, anything through the sink or the shower. Gray 2 is going to be right through that kitchen sink there. So those are 38 gallons each. Fresh tank heater, boom, just like that. That's on. That's a 12-volt pad on it. Waste tank heater, which is going to be gray and black, just like so. Okay, those are 12-volt. That'll run against your battery, so if you don't need them on, turn them off. Otherwise, it will kill your battery. But that's to show you that as well. The last one here, we'll go into settings. And this, if you want to link it up to Bluetooth, your phone through the app, you can go ahead and do that. Wi-Fi would be something like if you're at a park campground. Now, if you tie this into Wi-Fi, you can go ahead and almost run this like a smart device. So let's say you're at the beach and your storm's coming in and your awning's out. Well, you can go ahead, if you have the app downloaded, and connect into your unit here and bring your awning in. You can do that all remotely. So really cool. Passcode, if you want to change that passcode from the original one, go ahead. I don't know if anybody's really going to mess with it, to be honest with you. The only people that know it is other people they have in command. Floor plan right here, don't touch it. Edit, really nothing to do. Notifications, again, nothing. Software, Global Connect, really nothing to do with those guys. That time and date though, remember that schedule for the heating and cooling. Go ahead and enter in time and date, and then that will be set. So if you want to do a schedule for the heating and cooling, that's what that would all be about. Okay. And then last thing, different languages, and then administration. Again, if you need a different language, you can choose different languages. Administration, just leave it alone. You don't want to goof it up. So really, settings, there's not going to be a whole lot to do outside of powering your phone and then hooking up to Wi-Fi. Change passcode if you want, but just remember what it is. And then that'll bring you back. This screen will shut off if you lose power. It will reboot. It takes probably about a minute for it to come back up, and then it'll ask for the passcode. So anytime this shuts off, if you turn it back on, it's going to ask for passcode. Really no way around that. So that is the in-command system there. Now, just above it, these two light switches. Light switch under the island, pendant lights above it. That's what those two light switches are right there. So guys, that covers the 290. I hope I was able to go through it and point out the functions of this. And again, if you have questions, guys, let me know. You can always reach me on my cell, 231-736-9162. And just one last thing to point out to you. Remember that fan open and close and on and off? That's that fan right there. So that is a range censored power vent right there. So that's how you control that, is through the in command. Guys, appreciate your business. I look forward to seeing you soon, and God bless.